Let's talk about royals, because, oh, yeah, what a surprise, they're back in the news. Well, some of it's good news. Prince William out visiting British troops on the border with Ukraine in Poland, but also, of course, Prince Harry as well, for all the wrong reasons. Rupert Bell is the royal correspondent at TalkRadio. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Julia. I thought I was going to have a sort of week off after seeing you at Cheltenham last week. I thought it could be a royal-free zone, but
sadly
no.
not. But good for us, because we get to chat to you. I do want to ask you first of all about Prince William. Front page of the Sun today, his trip to the Polish border, Ukraine, thanking troops. I mean, interesting timing on that. But and again, often we've got Xi Jinping visiting Putin and all of this. But it is important. I mean, this is one of the roles that royals have, and he was in the military himself, wasn't allowed to go and serve overseas like Harry. But this is significant.
Yes, he will be a future commander-in-chief of the armed forces, obviously, and he is committed to his roles within various regiments and various parts of the services. And I think this is the important aspect of the royal family. Go out there, and as you hear, one of the people that he spoke to said it was my grandmother's friend who delivered you back in the day. So it was sort of a bit of a human touch to the aspect of it. But it is the sort of the soft political aspect of it, that there is William going, as it were, near the front line of what's going on in Ukraine, and Britain are very supportive of Poland. And remember, Poland were an integral part of our efforts in the Second World War. Poland have always been linked very close to this country from a military point of view. So it's a fairly, there's a degree of symbolism with that as well. So that's why it was important. He was only 60 miles from the Ukraine border as well. So I imagine from a security point of view, it had to be pretty well controlled.
Yes.
And
I imagine he has quite tight security. I mean, we know Harry's very concerned about his security, and he's wandering the streets of London. Let's talk about Prince Harry, though. He's admitted in his biography, Spare, not Wah, as the as South Park's suggested, that he took numerous Class A drugs, cocaine, magic mushrooms, cannabis as well, lots of mind-altering drugs, and there's some big question marks now about whether this actually is going to threaten his US visa, because when you apply for your visa, you have to be very honest, and anything that you say that is untrue, you can then lose your right to stay in the United States. And an American lawyer is raising this as a concern, and this is Nima Rahmani, and is basically saying that admission of drug use is grounds for your visa to be quashed. Any chance of that happening?
And absolutely none. Basically, no one will be going to America. If you look at it this way, look, he has admitted to it.
Exactly. I would be able to. This is such a most people don't take drugs. The stats are really clear. Everyone thinks that everyone's taking. They're not.
No, but he hasn't had any criminal charges against him for taking drugs. So therefore, he's probably in the clear from that respect. Look, it's not a good look for him in any sense of the imagination, what he was up to, and some of the stuff he comes up with regard to the fact that what drugs are helping him cope with his mental health issues. But in terms of his status in the States, I can't see that being changed. Now, clearly, some people might say, if you're taking it absolutely by the letter of the law, he may have made a mistake. But actually, I don't think the law will be upheld, and probably saying, yes, he did take X, Y, and Z. But then a lot of people, whether on a regular basis, there are still people out there taking it. People go to America. You are asked a series of questions. It is, I think, from that point of view, wishful thinking on people who think that this is going to lead to him being sent out of America and coming back with his tail between his legs back to America.
It would be funny, though, wouldn't it? I mean, also, talk about wishful thinking. Is it wishful thinking of the royals? We understand that Harry and Meghan, they've been invited to the coronation. They will attend the coronation, but in return for doing so, we are told, again, it's always people close to, that they want to have a spot on that balcony of Buckingham Palace when all the crowds are out there, and we have the king having just been freshly crowned in the Abbey, and he's waving, and it's not just the shrunken down family, William and Kate and their kids, but also others, and Harry and Meghan, not their children. I think their children might be here. I'm not sure. Is that likely to happen?
Well, the King has said he wanted only to be working royals who are doing on the balcony.
That's how he gets rid of Andrew as well.
Yes, exactly, because But clearly, you know, Harry and Meghan would dearly love to be seen on the balcony because that would add to their relevance and saying, well, look, we are part of this family.
But why do they want to be there? They despise the royal family as an institution. They think they're all horrible and racist and they're the cause of all of his mental health problems. I mean, that's the thing I don't understand.
Well, I think a lot of people don't understand. You know, you say one thing, but then you want to do the other. So this is the problem, and it's still going on behind the scenes. I just wish, you know, May's not long away. Make a decision. You know, we in working life have to make decisions. Tell me what's going on, then I know I can plan. The same with the royal organisers for the coronation.
As any bride who's organised a wedding, and I know coronation is different, but, you know, this is on a huge scale. Not having the guests that haven't RSVP'd yet, you can't do the seating plan. You know, this is horrific. And also, maybe they might want to invite someone else other than Harry and Meghan if they're not going to come.
Well, if you're reading about it, Prince Albert of Monaco has gone a little early with his RSVP this morning, and that's sort of saying, well, we're not quite sure whether you're coming yet. But
but are you on the? No, you're quite posh. Are you on the list?
Of course, I'm not on the list. There we go. No, back in your box, Julia.
Rupert, we'll leave it there. Rupert Bell. I'll get an angry text message now. Correspondent for Talk Radio, Rupert Bell.